We all know weapons are key to Destiny 2. With more than 1000 weapons and 20 plus weapon families to choose from, it is how Bungie keeps players engaged and farming for new weapons.
Oh, juice! Juice! Oh my god!
But have you ever felt like primary weapons, the most basic weapons, just isn't pulling its weight in PvE, no matter the buffs they receive for the past few years? You are not imagining. For a while now, I have been leaning more into double special weapon loadouts, so in this video, I will tell you the downfall of primaries, and why running double special isn't just a niche playstyle for experienced players, but actually the intended way to play Destiny 2 at the moment. A quick disclaimer, I'm strictly talking about Legendary Primaries versus Legendary Specials, not exotics. Some exotic primaries are really good, like Vostok, Outbreak, Graviton Lance, and etc. Please don't mix them up. To understand the fundamental problems with primaries, I want to ask you a question first. What do you use your primaries for? Is it for ag clearing, stunning champions, or shooting infinite ammo for some fun? These were all valid ways to use primary weapons, but over the past few years, they were slowly getting outpaced by new weapon archetypes and new subclasses. When you want to do something with a primary, there is always a much better special weapon that you can choose. It feels like primaries are stuck in the past, while the rest of the sandbox has moved on, starting with new weapon archetypes. Back in December 2019, in Season of the Dawn, Bungie dropped the first waveframe grenade launcher, Marty's Retribution. It didn't make huge waves initially, because people were a bit skeptical about it when OG Monotop was the king for every PvE activity. But it paved the way for special weapons to overtake primaries in their main role, ag clear. Fast forward to the Witch Queen expansion, the Fall of the Disciple raid introduced another waveframe grenade launcher called Forbearance. This time, the community's reaction was way different. With enhanced ambitious assassin and train reaction, people were eager to get their hands on it because it was, and still is, arguably the best ag clear weapon in the game. While primaries were still trying to clear one net at a time, Forbearance completely broke the game as it can clear a wave of enemies, with chain reaction making it even more explosive. Plus, the origin trait Soul Drinker to get some health back with weapon kills is amazing in Hunter content. However, this was only the start of Primary's downfall. Just a season prior to the release of the Witch Queen expansion, during Bungie's 30th anniversary pack, we got Retrace Path, the first ever legendary trace rifle. It is basically an auto rifle that uses special ammo, but with a way higher damage output than any primaries, further dampening the usage of primaries. But there was a catch, which was the lack of weapon artifact mods to stun champions in higher end content. That was still in primaries territory until the Lightfall expansion decided to revamp the whole system. In Lightfall, Bungie added subclass keyword interactions to stun champions. For example, Slow for Overloads, Ignite for Unstoppables, and Radiant or Volatile for barriers. These new effects changed the sandbox completely. It marks the end of the double primary era, making Mobile incorporate our ability stunning in mind, entering the new meta weapon loadout in the entire Lightfall expansion, one primary and one special. The primary weapon is still reserved for stunning a type of champion that abilities can't stun, as each subclass can only stun 2 out of 3 types of champions. But this is a huge step forward on solving the long-standing champion problem, making weapon intrinsic artifact mods one of the main reasons primaries were still relevant in the game less impactful. But this was still not the end for primaries. Let's take a look at the special weapon lineup at that time by separating them into 2 categories. The first group consists of high damage, single target weapons. Snipers, fusions, shotguns, and normal grenade launchers all fall into this category. They have decent damage if you want to burst down a high HP mini-boss, or even substitute for main DPS if you're running something like a Treader Cannon for your team. The second group is ag clear. Waveframe grenade launchers and trace rifles fall into this category. They are clearly superior in this field compared to any primaries. Each group was king in its own domain, not really stepping on the other's territory. But what if there was another group that could crush both parties? Enter Season of the Witch. The Warlord's Ruin dungeon brought the first ever rocket sidearm called Indebted Kindness. It was quickly deemed in the community as the best weapon archetype ever in the game. because it had decent ammo reserves and damage, making it not only superb at act clearing, but also decent at dealing with mages and mini-bosses. It found that perfect middle spot, being good at everything without being too broken in one area. And it is so good where Bungie had to nerf it with reduced ammo reserves, damage, and more to make this gun more fair. But guess what? They are still overpowered to this day. On top of that, compared to primaries, the gap becomes even more significant in high-end content like Master or GM. When you are still trying to use an entire mag of primary ammo to shoot down a major, or a quarter of it for a red bar, in-depth kindness deletes them in a few shots, making primaries a complete joke in comparison. However, Bungie was still not satisfied with this result while primaries was already on life support. Instead, they absolutely cooked them in the Final Shape expansion. Not only did we go inside the Traveler and wrap up the 10-year Light and Dark saga, but we got Prismatic as well. This is a dream come true for build crafting. Gateway Artist Blade Watcher Warlock, Seamless as Consecration Titan, Last Handshake Hunter are famous builds that dominate the entire expansion, and they all have one thing in common: insane ability spam. It is so heavily reliant on abilities to the point where weapons don't even matter anymore. Consecration Titan can one-shot literally everything in GM. Gateway Artist Warlock has crazy ad control capabilities and survivability through Blade Watcher and Devour. Last Handshake Hunter can easily stack damage resistance and one-shot champions in GM as well. On top of that, with Prismatic, stunning all 3 champion types without any intrinsic artifact perks is not a dream, but a reality that pushes double specials to its absolute limit without worrying about champions in high-end content. Since Prismatic builds often let you clear entire encounters almost purely with your abilities, your weapons become less about sustained fire and more about strategic support. This is where double special truly shines alongside Prismatic. When you do need to use a weapon, maybe to quickly burst down a mini-boss, or to handle something during a brief ability cooldown, hard-hitting special weapons provide that immediate support. But primaries, on the other hand, with their comparatively lower damage, just can't offer that same level of potent quick support to an ability-centric playstyle. So Prismatic also highlighted how they lack damage to effectively support a gameplay loop dominated by powerful abilities. It basically made primaries even more irrelevant. Adding salt to the injury, Bungie also released Lost Signal in Episode Echoes, the first ever area denial grenade launcher, which sent the final nail in the coffin for primaries. As a single shot will shoot 6 mini grenades that create stasis pools on impact for 5 seconds, damaging the enemies inside. Aiming this weapon correctly can make all 6 mini grenades hit different enemies, making this weapon a monster at act clearing while being incredibly ammo efficient. The release of the Area Denial Grenade Launcher archetype makes primaries don't even exist in the game. Even with all the crazy good perks they have, special weapons are light years ahead. But if it is as good as I claim it to be, why isn't double special the norm? The answer is ammo constraint. The fear of running out of ammo is far greater than spending just a bit more time to kill everything. Because with no ammo to shoot, you are dealing no damage at all, which is even worse than even the primary. Not to mention, as some of you may know, Destiny 2 uses some sort of jugular ammo system where the game won't drop the same kind of ammo that you are using. So as you are treating your special weapons as primaries, you have essentially moved back to the Beyond Light era, where you have limited ammo to work with, but much more scarce. Thinking about how to use special ammo strategically to reserve and find ammo is honestly not an easy task in difficult situations. The only way to generate special ammo is via special finisher on a class item, using a heavy weapon, or a special ammo finder mod on the helmet. None of them are even close to just running a primary and getting both ammo breaks with unlimited primary shots for the maximum effect of the jugular ammo system. But how do experienced players use them regularly without issues? Do they have some sort of magic that can make the game drop whatever ammo they want? Or does running double special actually have nearly unlimited ammo to use, just like a primary? This might sound a bit odd, but Destiny 2 at its core design is helping double special to bully primaries in a way that you might not have thought before. For example, before each raid encounter, there is a certain white circle that when you get closer, you can place a rally flag. Yup, rally flag is the first thing that makes double special shine. When you are out of ammo by finishing a transition, or your team just wiped from a failed DPS or mechanic check, you can refill all your ammo with this little flag. So as long as you're using double special correctly, you will never run out of ammo in any raid encounters. The same logic extends to patrol with public events. dungeons, legendary campaigns, seasonal activities, exotic missions, and more. So for 90% of the activities out there, you can always find these checkpoints to refill ammo. Furthermore, if you have tried running double special or manually switching from double primary to double special, you'll realize the game just gives you free ammo when you are close to emptying out your reserves within 30 seconds. That is called an emergency refill, a failsafe system that prevents players from completely running out of ammo in difficult situations by being a little bit unlucky with ammo drops. Not to mention, there are special finisher mods on class item and ammo finder mods and helmet to generate even more ammo breaks. If the game is trying so hard to not let you run out of ammo, then the question now becomes, do people truly understand how to use double special? Let me give you an example. I have 2 weapon loadouts to choose from, and my goal? Finish the complex encounter in Fort of Glass and defeat Crota at the final encounter in Crota's End. The first loadout has a shotgun and a fusion with a sword as a heavy. The second loadout has an area denial grenade launcher and a rocket sidearm with a rocket launcher as heavy. Which loadout should I bring to finish these 2 encounters? If you are this far into the video, then you may want to try running double special for yourself, and this is the first step to unlocking the power of double special. I will give you 2 clues on solving this problem. First, think about the objective of these encounters. Second, what kind of enemies we will face against, and are the weapons in that loadout good for them? Have you made up your mind now? The first loadout is for Crota and the second loadout is for Conflux. Why? Let's use the 2 clues that I mentioned to explain this more thoroughly. For Conflux, the objective of this encounter is to stop any ads from sacrificing, which means active weapons are preferred here. The first loadout consists of single target weapons that don't do well in heavy ad density encounters like this, but the special weapons on the second loadout are all ad-clear weapons, which means better ammo economy where the first loadout is going to burn full ammo on red bars wasn't even designed for. But the script flips the other way when we look at the Crota encounter. The objective of this encounter can be split into 3 steps. First, kill 4 orange bar knights on both towers. Second, kill a 9 mini-boss for the sword. Finally, DPS phase start. This time around, ad clearing is not the main objective of this encounter. Instead, killing the knights is the only way to progress through the encounter to start the DPS phase. So the high damage weapons from the first loadout will be way faster and way more efficient. Not to mention the main strategy for DPS is sword and close range weapons, and that's exactly what the first loadout has but the second loadout lacks. As you can see, choosing the right weapon loadout for different activities is very important to make double special shine. But it is also what most people struggle with when they try to run double specials for the first time. It takes time to practice, and that's the main reason why double specials are only good when they are used by elite players. But the rewards that you get from running double special will be 100% worth the time, and realize how bad primaries are right now. However, if you're watching this video in episode Heresy, we have one of the best artifact mods for going double special. Dreadful Finisher and Go From Lead are amazing for trying double special for the first time, especially Dreadful Finisher. If you're lucky, you can get up to 4 special ammo breaks with a single finisher when you are pairing it with special finisher, special ammo finder, plus normal ammo drops at the same time. It should make your journey into double special way easier than before. Not to mention, the intrinsic artifact mods are mostly special and heavy weapons. So this is without a doubt the best time to try running double special if you are interested after I have bashed primaries to the ground. This is the end of the video. If you are still watching, thank you so much for listening to me ranting about the state of primaries. I still have so much more to talk about, but I don't want this video to be too technical. So I'll have a Google Doc for other stuff that didn't make it into the video, including some good arguments for primaries. If you want to start going for double special, please go watch Prismatic's video that I'm showing right now to see how you can also trick this game into dropping the ammo you want. This is the video that inspired me to start running double special, so I will highly appreciate it if you can show some love for him. Thank you guys so much for watching, I will see you very soon.